It has been almost 5 years since Asphalt 9 was globally released, and the 10th anniversary of Asphalt 8 is right around the corner, yet there is not a single trace of an upcoming Asphalt 10. Why is that? Well, today I will explain my reasoning behind why I think a theoretical Asphalt 10 may never arrive or will take at least a few more years to even appear. So, with nothing else to add, let's begin with today's video. Way before Asphalt 8 was officially released, there were a ton of soft hints of what Gameloft could be cooking. Pretty much the same situation happened with Asphalt 9 around 2017, when we start seeing images and statements proving that Gameloft was preparing something way bigger than Asphalt 8, and the truth is that they didn't disappoint back then. Nowadays, Asphalt 9 is one of the games with the best graphics that a phone can display, with a quite interesting playability and certainly a lot of content developed and yet to be developed. But we are already on 2023, and all what we have regarding Asphalt 10 are a ton of websites with catchy titles in order to grab some easy clicks that ultimately show a lot of plain speculation with basic assumptions, mostly based on Asphalt 9. Not a single image that wasn't made by a fan, absolutely zero gameplay clips, nothing in a nutshell. You have to note the fact that Gameloft is an incredibly huge company employing hundreds of people between all its studios all around the world, and precisely that was at least allow us to see some basic leaks on the two prior Asphalt titles, while they were underdeveloped. Why it's not the case with a theoretical Asphalt 10? Well, the first and least probably scenario is that Gameloft decided to develop the game with an extremely reduced group of developers. In order to avoid any kind of leaks, the smaller the circle, the lesser the leaks. However, I think that I highly doubt this is the case as for now, because even with that, Gameloft would have made some sort of announcement through the years prior, yet they are still completely silent regarding Asphalt 10 up to this day. Thus, I'm inclined to think that the most likely scenario is that there are no leaks, basically because Gameloft decided to not to develop a new title for now. But why? There are several reasons that could explain why Gameloft is either not interested in develop a new Asphalt title after Asphalt 9, or why it would be not convenient for them at all. First, if we look at the amount of resources that Gameloft is pouring into Asphalt 9 right now, which, as the financial reports of the previous year shown, it's one of the main streams of revenue for the company. It makes sense for Gameloft to focus on improving and dedicate long-term resources into one of the most successful games rather than putting millions of dollars worth of investments and a huge chunk of their best human talent assets on a theoretical Asphalt 10 that definitely is not necessary for now looking at the current mobile games scenario. Because being honest here, is there any arcade racing game that could overshadow Asphalt 9 in the long run? Despite the fact that we have seen some interesting announcements in the race in the previous months, the truth is that Gameloft is highly confident that their leadership with Asphalt 9 as one of the most prominent arcade racing games is secure. NetEase, for example, has been releasing Racing Master Beta since 2021, yet there is no official release date for the game. And if we look at the backstory NetEase has regarding certain games developed in the long term, there are no reasons to be 100% confident that Racing Master, despite of having astonishingly good graphics, could make it through the years in the long term, as Asphalt games proved to do in the past. It's the case of Asphalt 8, which is on active development up till this day. EA is, well, trying to develop a similar project with Real Racing Next, but the truth is that up to this day that project is on a halt. We should not forget that Racing Master and Real Racing Next are both arcade simulation games which belong to a different category, a different niche than Asphalt 9. Both of the games I mentioned try to emulate reality on a certain way, while Asphalt 9 focus more into the arcade experience with Nitro, Rex and different game modes, which ultimately satisfies more those looking for the arcade experience on mobile devices. Sure thing, many of you guys will mention Ace Racer on the comments, and despite it's an arcade racing game as Asphalt 9, the truth is that the experience is completely different and, at least for me, didn't seem to be capable of beating Asphalt 9 in overall experience. And from this position of the leadership, where Gameloft is well aware that there are very few games that could overshadow Asphalt 9, Why should they try to develop something new if, in terms of graphics, only Racing Master, which is a simulation game and thus belongs to a different category, a different niche, could be similar to Asphalt 9, but in terms of revenue and gameplay, Asphalt 9 still has years worth of potential yet to be exploited. From a financial point of view, as for now, would be normal if they decided to focus their resources on improving Asphalt 9 in the long term, rather than developing a new title that, as we could see, would be pointless based on the current mobile gaming releases scenario. The theory that Gameloft is trying to make Asphalt 9 a long-term game and investment is proven easily based on the few features that they added through these years, the clubs and the club clash. Asphalt 9 is basically the first game on the Asphalt saga featuring these features that allow players to communicate and collaborate through the game on a completely different way. Both of these features allow players to play together, obtain rewards together, and grow together through the years, as both of them are designed to be endlessly repeated over the time. Class season can be repeated with no limits, and same goes to Club Clash and Club Milestone seasons, thus providing an endless stream of motivation for new and old players to stick to the game and obtain rewards playing with their teammates. This approach doesn't fit with the classical approach of the previous Asphalt games, where, for example, after a few years of active development, they will eventually close the server, as happened with other games like Asphalt Nitro, Asphalt Extreme, or Asphalt Street Storm. This approach shows a clear intention from Gameloft's side to keep developing Asphalt 9 for many years yet to come, while providing players with these rewards for playing with their mates. But the truth is that even after all the odds that a theoretical Asphalt 10 has against in order to finally see the light, actually nothing forbids Gameloft from developing the next and maybe final chapter of the Asphalt saga. It's just that at the current moment makes perfect sense for them to not having developed it yet, plus not having plans to start developing a theoretical Asphalt 10 for now. I used to be an official Asphalt creator, and at a certain point early this year, I was let know that major changes were happening inside the internal structure of Gameloft as a whole, and that affected to the studios in charge of the development of the current Asphalt games with active ongoing development, which were Asphalt 8 and Asphalt 9. And the truth is that in the Asphalt 9 program some changes were made, allowing creators to share rewards through special links that Gameloft provided to them, which proves that Gameloft is more involved than ever on creating a long-lasting community on Asphalt 9. And yeah, it's true, you either like or not, and with this video I'm not trying to say that Asphalt 9 is the best game ever, but being completely objective, is undoubtedly one of the best games on the mobile racing games industry, and the solid foundations Gameloft is trying to build around it, either with updates, collaborations with brands like Lamborghini and esport tournaments, show that their main goal as for now is just to keep developing it. With this video, I'm not saying that seeing an upcoming Asphalt 10 will be absolutely impossible, just that on the next 1 or 3 years from now will definitely be a highly unlikely scenario that definitely I don't expect, based on what I could learn from Gameloft after playing Asphalt 8 for over 8 years and Asphalt 9 for over 4 years at this point. Now it's your turn. Do you think there is any chance that Gameloft could be developing a new Asphalt title on the current context? Do you think that they haven't even started yet, or maybe that they have something prepared for the upcoming years? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, make sure to drop your like, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye guys!